what is it that you feel motivated you to stay committed to this field, to stay committed to the learning? And what do you think other women need to do? And not just from a positive aspect, but also the failures. Because as we were talking in advance of this, it's not always a smooth road. There's a lot of pitfalls. And I think you were mentioning, Vandana, about children coming into the picture, and all of us have children. So that's one piece I want us to touch on as well, because it's a part of this journey. It's a part of this journey. So anyone who wants to jump in, I think Reem, you want to jump in?
To be honest, when the ladies have been sharing their journeys, I was saying, this really relates to my mind, or to my life stages. What really keeps us, all of us, and from hearing the journey that they have been through, is our passion. As Dr. Amelia said, as we move on, we need to lift up the others. And we as we said, you want to go stronger, you need to have much people around you. And this is the impact we're talking about. It's not about our self-investment, it's about giving. And giving is the highest level of, educating and understanding. If you want to really embrace the knowledge, is to teach it to others, to share it with others. And this is the best way of learning. As the ladies have mentioned, we're here, or what really motivates us in a very challenging, burning out career with our kids, with our families, with our social commitments, and doing, as we all of are here doing, it's voluntary. In addition to our work and career burnouts, we are still doing voluntary groups work to these groups of women, because we believe that what we're doing is really having an impact. And sometimes, actually a couple of days ago, and this is like sharing a story here, a personal one. I had peaked up or peaked down in one of the moments of work pressure and all of that. And suddenly I see a message coming to WhatsApp in that time, really time, where a friend of mine says, there's a lady somewhere in Kuwait. She believes that you're a role model and you have motivated her in sticking and to be a woman in science, although all the ones around her were males, etc. And she's in a different science field, which was chemistry. And I was, wow, this is me in cybersecurity. And some lady in somewhere in the country, she finds me motivating, and we inspired them. So being a leader in our science and our cybersecurity is, even though we're under so many hits, but this roles that we're doing, the barriers we're breaking and overcoming, is actually giving the other ladies a cheat sheet that she has been there, she's doing that, so we can do it too. She's a mother, she's from the Middle East, and she's wearing her veil, but she has made it, she has topped it, she has ranked it, and she got all of this presence, and she's leading an oil and gas energy sector, which is a very critical one, and still she's performing. So there's no excuses for anyone who have a bit of doubt. We're here actually with a bigger purpose. It's not about us at all. We're here for our next generations, for our current generations, for us as well. I'm learning from Dr. Amelia, I'm learning from Vandana. When Vandana said, during my maternity, I didn't think I'm gonna come back. This happens to all of us. And being a mom of kids, yes, it happened. But when we come back with that passion, one of my supervisors said that some people has criticized being a mom taking maternity, but I have replied back to them, if you see Reem on her first day when she joins work after a maternity leave, you would never swear that she has never left work. The energy comes back in as if she has been there all over the year. And if you have that energy in you, then you can go, and that was a male criticizing this. And he said, if you can do as much as she's giving in that one day, first day of joining from maternity, you can also take maternity and go ahead with that. So it's all about how we perform. It's about the quality we deliver. And us, all of us from different aspects, from different roles, we're actually giving much more. The messages we receive, the feedback is really what motivates us, what keeps us there, despite the heat, despite the burnouts, despite the overwhelming. But seeing each other's, supporting each other, cheering for Vandana for the prizes, cheering for Dr. Amelia for the award she has recently delivered, and cheering for you as well, and the funds and the activities you're doing. This really gives us back the energy and let us motivate more to give back more. So we're inspiring each other to deliver more for our generation and our next generation of girls and women as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Amelia, Vandana, want to add?
Sure. As Dr. Reem said, that it's very, very important to cheer for each other, because if we don't cheer for each other, then whom we are going to cheer for? So supporting each other is actually one thing that keeps us thriving in the industry. And one thing I've learned, that whenever you feel that you are low, ask for help. Whenever you feel that you are not going in the right direction, ask for help. There are people who might not be your mentors, but sometimes in a way, you just ask for help, they actually provide help. They guide you, they can be your guiding light. uh, I remember when I was switching to, like, between the jobs, I was not sure whether the next role that I am going to be taking up, which was a even bigger role, because I was an architect and I was taking up the head of security role, or manager security role for whole India. I was not sure whether I'll be able to manage that or not. But then mentors like seniors like Dr. Reem actually motivated me and said that yes, you can do it. uh, if we can do it, you can do it too. Another thing was that if you cannot do it, what can happen? Either you pass or fail, that's it. Fail means you're going to start fresh, but you're going to stand up. So once you have accepted that pitfalls will happen, things will fall, but how soon you can get up from that means. And while you are standing up, if there are any challenges, seek help. That is going to solve a lot of problems. Never shy away in asking for help. And I have got so much help from everyone around. There are only few people, I think they might be busy, who couldn't help or who couldn't pick call, but but I have got help. And I would say the people in the industry at my home or around have given me so much that who I am, what I am, is because of them and all the support. So ask for help, never shy away.
Right, Amelia? Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes,
Amelia.
I think, I don't know what happens with us as women, as young girls, where we kind of internalize failure and asking for help as being weak, or as being, it's a little too vulnerable. And we know we're in situations where we have to exhibit strength, especially in the field that's male dominated. But what I found is that it's better to just, as Vandana had put it, just to ask for help. And I think what happens is that, some people may think what they think. So it is, it's one of those things we can't control, right? But if you are showing progress based on the help that was given, then you start building what I call that kind of social capital, right? Where people are like, you know what? It's not just looking like, oh, she's just asking for help because she wants you to do the job. That's not what we're saying. It's asking for help because she's thinking, right? And she's a problem solver. And she's trying to really understand the landscape so she knows what's the best optimized solution for the job. See how I just changed that, right? We have to change that mindset. And that's what I tell my mentees. I said, no, don't think of it, oh, I'm asking for help. They think I'm weak or I'm not doing the job. You're a problem solver, right? As a problem solver, you're supposed to identify all various options and solutions and optimize, right? Optimize the best solution. So when you present it in that way, then it does something to the brain, I think. At least I see it in my mentees. They just look at me and go, I never thought of it that way. So I don't know if it's through training or as us as women, right? We don't really want to show all of our kind of, that we're weak or whatever, right? Because we know, unfortunately in the field, we've just been so conditioned to just forge ahead, even when we're suffering. unfortunately. And, you know, I had to learn that. I was on a project and I didn't ask for help. And I was just, I mean, I was losing sleep. I'm working on it all night. I think we all can, you know, kind of attest to being in that situation, so worried. And then the manager in the office called me in his office, and he looked at me and he goes, you know, why were you in here late at night? You've been in here late at night. I said, oh, well, I'm really working on this, and, you know, I'm having this issue, and I was just trying to figure it out. And he goes, listen, he's like, we're a team, and we're here all to try to, you know, move forward. We have a deadline. So you have to get this done. So just ask for help. And, you know, it was one of those things where I just sat there and I said, okay, because at the end of the day, we have to get it done, right? And you know, I mean, so you have to balance, right, some of that. But I think it's easier just to ask for help in the beginning, so then you can stay on task, right? And then you can also learn. And like I said, there may be some folks who have other ideas, but I tell women all the time, don't be concerned about that. That's their problem, not yours.
Reem?
I loved what Vandana and Amelia said about asking for help, and this at all doesn't mean that we're weak. And really related to what recently, actually end of last year, when we had a TEDx talk, and the category or the title was being a fearless woman, and the impression or one of the questions asked, are you a fearless woman? I've said, we are fearless because we face our fears. We do. We get, sometimes we have fears, we have worries, we have concerns, but the difference between being, what really means fearless is that you confront your fears, you use your ecosystem, you're asking for help. This power is not really an easy, you know, many women, as Dr. Amelia said, is a little bit hesitant because people might misinterpret that she's weak, but being fearless is really not to be a super Marvel hero. No, it's me becoming a normal woman, just like you mothers and the scientists and the academic, but who is very much strong and powerful to face this fear and seek help from her ecosystem, from her tribe. One of the ladies I loved, she named the women group she's part of, this is my tribe. So seek your tribe, and women are amazing in supporting each other. I have sensed it in many occasions, and the last Women Cybersecurity Middle East Conference, when we called the Sisterhood Call, we have more than 50 women speakers. All the conference was all women speakers. However, the attendees were from both genders, from all over the world. So women love supporting each other. Women love contributing. Women love helping each others. And this is what really makes us passionate, being not emotional, we're passionate. And that's what, it's not a disadvantage. Being passionate, the way we're wired, is really what makes us differentiated, unique, and in our contribution to this science, to this cybersecurity challenging field. Diversity is always as to the quality. And this quality comes from who we are, how we're wired. And we should embrace all of these skills and talented and instinct within us to make us, you know, boom, and let all our other ladies, peers, girls, next generations, or daughters even follow our steps as we move ahead. So I'm fully supporting that. Asking for help is at all not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of power and confidence to move ahead.
Absolutely. And just to echo that, I think there's I think she's a psychologist, Brene Brown, that has a whole series that she does around the power of vulnerability. And, you know, that's one of the things I think that women are bringing to the cybersecurity field, because there's this whole push to, oh, we don't want to be vulnerable. How do we fix all the holes? And there's power in vulnerability. There's power in saying, I don't know. There's going to be things that are going to get through. And the question is, how do you recover? How do you continue to move forward? And I think that's so needed in our field. And also, I really applaud all of you in terms of talking about it. I want to kind of shift to talking more about the mentee aspect of this.